Today we're going to be fitting Remis blinds in this 2025 Fiat Ducato. A left-hand side, a right-hand side and the front. And fingers crossed, everything fits. So let's get on with the job. Before we get into the install, let me quickly explain why I chose Remis blinds and why they're such a brilliant upgrade for your campervan. First, they give you instant privacy, no more messing around with suckers, curtains or thermal screens. You slide the blinds across and you're done. Secondly, they can help with insulation, help reduce heat loss during the night and also keep the sun out during the day. They're also really neat and tidy. Everything's built into the window frames, so you've not got anything flapping around or needing to find somewhere to store something. And that saves you storage space too. Another big benefit is the stealth. If you're parked up somewhere, you can simply close the blinds and get some privacy without anything looking out of the norm. Whether you're stopping for a bite of lunch or settling in for the night, it takes just seconds to close the blinds and get cosy. So despite the hiccup during installation, which you're about to see, these blinds are still one of the best upgrades for any campervan. We'll cover off the costs later in the video, so stick around for that. We've got three boxes. We've got the left, right and the front blind. And I think we'll start with the front. So open it up and see what we get in the box. So we've got these parts. We've got some instructions, various clips and things. Then got one of the trim sides there. And then we've got another clip, the other side, and we've got another trim. So our two sides. First thing we're going to do is remove the trim. I'm actually going to try, it should just clip off like so. Just careful not to break any of the clips, and that'll just pull up like that. We need to be careful because behind here we've got the speaker attached. To disconnect the speaker, there's a little clip. You just pull it up here and then it'll just pull back. And the cable should just come out like so. And then we can lift this away. And to remove the speaker, it's just held in. Whoops. It's just held in with clips. It's actually the tweeter for the radio. There we go. And then we're going to fit that into the Remis blind. That's that panel removed. So there's a bit of insulation on there that's quite good. Here's the Remis blind for this side. Because we've got the big sensor, we've got the blind that has this split in here. And basically, that'll fit back in like that. But we're just going to mount the tweeter in here first. Similar to how it came off, we can just clip this in place. There we go, that's clipped in there. Plug this cable back into the tweeter, like so. And then we just need to line it up carefully. Just going to pull the rubber trim back. It does actually recommend that you remove the rubber trim. Give it a go without, if not we can always take it off. Main thing is just to make sure everything's aligned up so it fits properly. I'm going to start at the top here, just to make sure that lines up. Should be able to knock that one into position again, just being careful not to break anything. Moved down a little bit there, so I'm just readjusting it. Again, making sure once we get this lined up here, the rest should go in fairly easily, I think. And just a little bit further up, a bit tight there against the ceiling.
It was a little bit fiddly to line it up, but once it was lined up it went in easily.
It's all gone in all right. There we go. And the blind will come out like that when we've put the tracks on. Just pop it away there for now. So there's that side fitted. And as if by magic, there's the other side fitted. Do you have fitted, or are you considering fitting blinds in your campervan? If you are, let us know in the comments. So next we need to put the rail across and the piece on the top. This is the bit I'm probably least looking forward to because I hope everything fits now. Hit the first problem. Because of this shelf, that doesn't go right up, so just going to investigate now how we can potentially modify it. Looking at it, just pulled that down. I think if I make a cut in here, I'll be able to get that in. So just need to plan it a little bit. So that should be able to be fixed up there, all right. And that should cover that bit. I just need to make a little bit of a cut here so that then fixes up against that. And then basically just taking a nick out of here, checked behind here, and there doesn't seem to be any wires there, which is good news. So it's just now carefully marking that up and then just putting a cut in. And then I think hopefully then that'll, with a little bit of modification there, that'll just come across here, and we'll just take a notch out of there, and that hopefully with a bit of luck we will be good. I'm going to do a bit more planning, you know what they say, measure twice, cut once, and we'll see where we get to. Other than that, it's been relatively straightforward. I've temporarily put the bar along the bottom just so I could unfold the screen, and I think when this pulls up then it'll bring us away from there, and all this will move back. Anyway, let's get it sorted. After spending a considerable amount of time with a Dremel with a cutting blade on and a knife, I managed to cut out enough so I could get the blind to work through, and I can just finish it off with some silicone or some trim. I did find out on a later job, which we'll come to in the next video, that it's actually fairly easy to remove this shelf, and it would have been easier to take it out and cut it there rather than in situ, and it made an awful lot of mess of lots of bits of plastic. So I covered over down here just to make sure I didn't get bits of plastic in everything. For now, we'll get on with the side blinds, and we'll come back to this later in the video. We'll now fit the side Remis blind. It comes with a fitting here, some screws, and also an instruction manual. Let's start. We'll go and take the trim off. The first thing we need to do for the side is to actually pull this trim off. Manage to just lever it out a bit. You might be better with a trim tool, but just work our way around.
This wasn't the correct way to remove the back part of the trim. You need to pull it towards the front of the van in order to avoid breaking the clips. Lesson learned for the next one.
There we go. That's the trim removed. A little bit that's come off there, I just need to get that pulled out. We'll sort that out. Remove any of the old clips so that everything fixes on properly there. Just got this one to remove. So we'll now test fit it and just make sure everything's going to go in. That looks promising. Because there's a little bit of scratching, you can just see there where the clips have been. I'm just going to pop a bit of protection on there just to make sure it doesn't go rusty. That should do the job. Next I'm going to stick this little clip on by pushing it in there, lining it up and then pressing it back, and then hopefully that gives the position, then we can drill a hole and screw it in. This one had me baffled for a minute, but with this clip it's got these lips here and it clips onto here like so, and then you peel off the backing and it'll stick to the door, and then you drill a 2.5mm hole and pop the screw in. It's the next day. I've given time for the hammerite to dry just to make sure I didn't mess it up, because there's some sticky pads actually sit on there. So I think we're good to go to finish off the side windows. So we've got this fitted on there now. It did stick on and it was a 2.5mm hole drilled. Worth noting, I used the screw that isn't the self-drill one. So we've got the self-drill one left, which will screw in up there when we put the trim on. Anyway, let's get on with it. Next thing I'm going to do is just take off those sticky pads on the Velcro. Let's see how we get on with this. Well, there we go. That's the passenger side done. Just need to pop the clip back on there. You can probably see where the screw goes in. You can just pop that back over there and we're done. So, to close the blind, simply pull it across there like that. There we go. One down the other side to go. Get the driver's side on now. Just stuck it, so we just need to screw that in. Just using a 2.5mm bit. I'm going to use this screw to screw it up. That's that fitted, ready to go. So now we've got the fiddly bit, aligning it all up. Take off these sticky pads. There we have it clipped on, so we need to remove this now and pop the screw in. Just gently on that, grab the screw. We'll finish it off manually so we don't strip it. There we go, nice and tight. Let's just check the door shuts. Pop the cover back on. That's the driver's side done. One over there, one over here, and there's the driver's side. I took a little bit of a pause just while I figured out what to do, but we are going to have to cut the shelf just here. It's our next job, just to carefully do that, and we'll see how we get on with that. So that's the only fiddly bit. If you haven't got a shelf, it's significantly simpler. Just check up here to make sure we're not going to cut through any wires. There are some wires at the back, but I think we're good. So I'm making some progress. I've cut this notch out here, which goes through to the side there. Just marked up where this bracket's going to fit up there. This clips into that bracket, and then that holds the rail up. I'm going to drill a couple of holes in there now, just so we can screw it up. I actually used my own screws rather than the ones that came with it, because they were quite long, and conscious there could be some cabling behind there, so just kept it nice and short, but that's on nice and solid. I've clipped those two pieces together just to give a bit more space, and then just going to screw it in up there where the holes I've put in. I've changed from what I was originally doing, so just need to connect these into each end of there and the other one, and then we should be good. There we go. There's the trim on, and how's about that? That took absolutely ages. It's not totally perfect, but it looks all right. A little bit of silicone there will just finish that off. Final stage, modify that bit and fit it up. To fasten the screw here, I'm using this contraption. They're a really awkward angle near the windscreen. When you turn that shaft, it turns the screwdriver bit. So you can just pop the screwdriver on, and then it will spin it. It's all right, isn't it? Let's just check now that the blinds work as they should. Close this one onto here. Grab this one. There we are. Blinds closed. And then to open them, simply pop that back there and that back there. Job done. It's taken me most of the day to fit the blinds. It would have been significantly simpler had it not been for the shelf. It fits, it looks good, and the blinds work. Remis blinds done. Hopefully when you do yours, you'll not have the shelf, so it'll be a heck of a lot easier. Let's take a look at the costs. I paid $349.95 for the two side blinds, so one for the passenger side and one for the driver's side. And then on top of that, I paid $354.95 for the front blind kit. I got them from Grasshopper Leisure, and I paid £4.95 postage. So in total, it was about £710 for the blinds. I am actually really pleased with them. They do a cracking job and they're very straightforward. No messing around trying to put covers on and things like that. You simply pull them across when you need them and you're done. In my opinion, it was a good spend of money. I also think it finishes the cab off nicely as well. Very convenient, very handy. It is worth noting that the Remis blinds are fairly delicate, so you do need to look after them and just be careful, and also make sure everything's fixed in properly as it should be so that they operate correctly and you don't damage them. This video isn't sponsored in any way. I have popped a link in the description just to help you find the parts, as lots of people ask about this. Don't forget to check that the parts fit your van, because there are different configurations. Mine, for example, is the larger sensor. Because it has the shelf, which is above there, that caused the complexity of the install. Otherwise, it would have been a really straightforward fit. It took me about a day to install, but I think it would have been less than half of that had I not come across the issue where I needed to cut the shelf out. I hope this is useful, as well as I couldn't find much information about resolving the problem with the shelf, so a lot of it I had to figure out myself. This is just what I've done to my campervan. I'm not recommending you do any of the modifications or anything like that. It's simply sharing my experience of what I've done, which I hope you find useful. Hopefully it helps you out on what not to do. Our next van build video, we're going to catch up and see where we're up to on the van, as I've been doing some other jobs. They're not ones I've filmed right the way through, so we're going to do a catch up, because the value in some of the videos I'm going to produce are going to be some of the unique things rather than going through some of, quite frankly, the more boring things such as insulation and things like that. But I will run through where I've got to, what I've done. And I've also had windows installed and some other things, which I'll share with you on the next one. Here's a very quick sneak peek. Don't forget to join us for the next bit. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful, and I will catch you for the next bit. Bye.